Yeah, we're moving forward with this. Hold on. That was quick. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. I have to say, I expected nothing less. That was only one cross-examination. We've only just begun. I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about what happened, actually. I do not think you would believe me if I told you. Try to discover the truth for yourself. I was thinking of you, you know? I think we need less thinking and more talking. That night at the hospital, what really happened? Yeah. The way your eyes gleam, Mr. Wright. You'll scare Trucy. Yeah, speaking of which, where is she? You have seen the problem yourself. The letter. The one shot in the forehead? One, right? Yeah, please talk. Yes, and the reason he speaks of. I cannot deny my mentor's wishes, even if it meant my own death. Yeah, why not? This is something I will not say. For now, at least. Okay? What's this for now business? Done many things in my life. Some well, some poorly. Are you okay, Mr. Zack? This is a cross we must bear alone toward graves. We? Wanted to know about the night of the incident? Finally, Zack sure likes to take his time getting to the important stuff. Of course, no intention of shooting my mentor. Snuck into his room that night at the appointed time. I don't like this music. Found there upon his beside. 2 pistols? Oh no. One I used on stage, and the one that had been used by my partner, Valant. Uncle Valant? For Zack and Valant's quick draw thing? What is this about? My mentor had the look of one sleepy, stood by his bedside hearing only the light sound of his breathing. And I took the pistol into my hand, counted out that my resolve, faltered then for a moment. What do you mean faltered? You thought about shooting him? What is this? Cole, there was a reason I could not refuse his request. His last such request, though not his first. So there are other requests you couldn't refuse before? To be honest, I've always been steadfast, to fear about pain upon Trucy. Aww. This magnifique. I just realized! Zack Gramarye was announced dead because he was missing? No, he was actually dead! Because Kristoff killed him. Right? Kristoff did kill him, right? Yes. So what was going on in True Gramarye? Yet, in the end, I did not shoot him. Instead, turned and shot the clown. Yes. Took the pistol I had fired and placed it on my pocket. Is it the pistol right there? I'll leave you to examine the bullet in the clown's head. You will find it to be different than the one of my mentor. What were those called? Rifling marked? Ballistic markings! Yes, well, that is all I have to tell you concerning the case. What do you mean concerning the case? You mean there's something else you can tell me? Ha 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 ha! You are a fascinating man, Mr. Wright. Thank you? Yes, there's something. What? My mentor. His eyes open. What? Wait. Magnifique Gramarye? The old devil. He was not asleep, you see? Of course, the gunshot would have woken him anyway. What happened? There we had our last discussion as mentor and pupil. Ew, look, yeah, his beard is up on his nose. Ew. It's not a long discussion, maybe 5-10 minutes or so. What did you talk about? Mr. Wright, did I not just tell you? Does not concern this case. Zack Gramarye seems pretty steadfast to me, or maybe he's just stubborn. Is that why Phoenix went to talk to him back when he was in his hobo phase? That's right, your presence is present in the courtroom. Here we go again. Once again, I'm in your hands. Let's get back in there. Alright then. Who's the witness? Is it Misham? Number 7. Court is now back in session. During our recess, a bullet was found in and dug from the clown's head. Wow, this is news on the rifling marks? There's any time to do a detailed analysis. Though they did find the weapon type matches the murder weapon. Yes, well that's not very conclusive, is it? Which is why I'm about to call my very decisive witness. What decisive witness? How many times have I heard those words? Though they're often turned to be far less decisive than you think. Yeah, Phoenix has a lot of experience. Oh, don't worry on my account. I'm quite confident this witness will do the job. After all, he is intimately acquainted with players in our little production. In the other half of the troop, Valant is the next witness? Valant Gramarye. Oh, so we get to meet the great Magnifie's other disciple. Who's the lady in the middle? Hello! You look a lot better without the beard. Perhaps we'll start by asking your name and occupation. I'm gonna give it a different voice because he's not Enigmar. He looks more like a teenager right here. What age? You tell me what age he is? No. Enigmar, magician. I'm not a decisive witness, are you? You can prove your fellow student, your partner's guilt? Fate, the grand illusion, filled with traps and tricks. Whew. Wait, shooting took place in the hospital after 11 o'clock at night. If you're a witness, does that mean you were there that late? Here's the music again. Here we go. Oh, he's 37. You know, I'll give him back his voice. What we're to discuss is logically that the conclusion is yes. Okay. Let's get the characters, don't I? I have an interesting fact for you. You see, several days before the crime, my witness received this. That looks very familiar. Wait, that's the same letter. Oh. So, Valen could have been the one who did the deed. Yes! Perhaps should I say, ta-da! Oh, wow, look at his hair! That's some magnificent hair, good sir. Order. What does it say? Surely not the same thing. Perhaps you should see for yourself. Just a tap. Different times. What? It's practically the same. Court assesses into evidence. Different times. It was most unusual. Exactly what was going on with you folks? What exactly was your two grabber up to? By which you mean? I'm just having trouble envisioning a man who would ask the students to kill him. Both of them, no less. What's wrong? Family feud or something? It's just my opinion, Herr Judge. From these letters, obviously was coercing them, not asking them. We walked the magician's path together and in so doing, shared much of our lives. When people are so close, there's a strain, a wrapping of relations, you might say. Yet this has nothing to do with the case at hand. By which you mean you're not going to tell us. I think you want to read more about this reason they couldn't refuse. Well, let's get on with the testimony for starters. The defendant, Zach Ramar, stands accused. Tell us why. Oh, I'll do more than that. For where he walks, the red roses ride, singing hymns to the miracle that is magic. Fascinating. Though I hardly need to remind you that the evidence could just as clearly point to you as the suspect. The letter, the murder weapon, and now the two bullets found at the scene. In fact, the only difference seems to be designated time. As every magician knows, timing is everything. Yes. And now it's time to get this party fired up. Yes, it is. Witness testimony number 2. That night, I visited the hospital room at the time Magnify requested. The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had taken his final blow. I didn't imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. Yet a deal with the dead is still a deal. Death's sweet kiss. I gave it to the clown. I reported the doctor and the police. So you were the one who shot the clown. I don't believe that for a second. So you were the one who reported the crime? Indeed, I would think. This fact alone would clear my name of suspicion. Let's not jump to any conclusions. Hold on a minute, yes? Yes, the cross-examination generally comes before the conclusion in this court. But if your testimony proves to be true, then the defendant, Zach Ramrai, is guilty. And if it wasn't Zach Ramrai, then the killer was you, Volant. Let's go. No disappearing act will get you out of that. Oh, she's... Here we go. Let's press on every statement. And I probably gotta go back and do it twice. Which, according to the letter, was 11:20 p.m., correct? Indeed! In magic, timing is everything! Yep, right. Consider the illusion of teleportation. If I were to appear on stage before my stunt double has left, how would that look? Well, it would reveal the very secrets of my magic! Magic revealed the very secrets of your magic for us all. Let's move on. Ha! You went at the designated time, and what did you see? Alright? The smell of gunpowder hung in the room. Mentor hold his fucking beer. So, you weren't worried for your own safety at all? I mean, you smelled gunpowder, yes? What if the shooter was still nearby? I did not consider this, to be honest. He looked a bit. It's forbidden for a magician to have a good imagination. Wait, what? Is magic all about illusions and imagination? Yeah! How about this? You were the shooter, which is why you weren't afraid. Oh, uh-oh. Now you're the one imagining. It's forbidden for a lawyer to have a good imagination. Excuse me, since when? The witness will refrain from pausing so suspiciously before responding. Good imagination is starting to imagine things. Yeah, it is. Okay. Which brings us back to this reason. Neither of you could refuse. So it does. And my partner, he did not refuse. But Magnifi wrote the same thing to you. Why could you refuse if Zack could not? Because I have a will steal, of course. Also did his trick, where I bend steel bars. Perhaps steel isn't all so strong. Wait, which is it? I don't get it. Mind if I continue? Go ahead. Deal with the dead. Deal is... blah, 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 blah. There were 2 bullet holes at the scene. One in the victim and one in the clown. You're saying that one who shot the clown was you? No doubt my partner Zack has said much the same thing. Yeah, because whoever didn't shoot the clown committed the murder. Yes. I'm gonna dig around here a bit more, see what I can about. Mr. Volant, let me ask about something else concerning the crime scene. The bullet in the pistol, the location of the pistol, the number of pistols. Location of the pistol? That sounds a little odd, so let's go with that one. Where exactly was the pistol when you entered the room? Atop a small bedside table? It was. As to say, here I am, take me into your hand. Hold my trigger, shoot him. Yeah, that's true. The victim clearly wanted to be shot. But why? Perhaps he wanted to go out with a bang? Very funny, Gavin. Yet, we will never hear the truth from his lips. So all we can do is guess. Is the location of the pistol all that important? Oh my gosh, here we go again. Quite important. Without a murder weapon, there would be no murder. It's very important, Your Honor. Very well. Is that as detailed to your testimony? What can I do but obey? I took about the pistol from the small table and shot the clown. Small table. Yeah, that's a small table, but... You know what? I'm gonna do this again. I know this is all... bad. Maybe it is information, but... I'm gonna skip this for now. I have a theory. Something relating to the case from the future, but... Just about something else. The bullet of the... I'm gonna ask it about the number of pistols. See if that triggers it. How many pistols were there when you entered the room? By which you mean what, precisely? 2 pistols were used in the Zack and Valen quick draw shooting, correct? 1 for each of you. You are well informed. Yet, only one of my old friends sat in the hospital room that night. What does Zack tell me back in the lobby? There were 2 pistols. Of course, no intention of shooting my mentor, so I got to his room that night at the appointed time. I found there upon his bedside 2 pistols. This is going to reveal everything. I had fired and placed it in my pocket. I see no problem with that statement. Only 1 pistol is visible in the photograph of the crime scene, after all. So you picked up that pistol and fired it? Indeed I did. ALAKAZOMG! ALAKAZOMG! ALAKABOOM! The number of pistols really... Yes, it is very important. The number of pistols is quite important, Your Honor. Very well, please add this detail to your testimony. What can I do but obey? Yep. Alright. Only 1 pistol was in the hospital room that night. With it, I shot the clown. So what am I going to do with this? Which one do I present? The crime photo? Absolutely not. The pistol? Yes! Thank you. According to the defendant, Zack Gramerai, when he entered the room, there were 2 pistols on that table. 2? One of those pistols he used to shoot the clown in the forehead, then he left with it in his pocket. Of course, this is what he would say. Unlike the hapless clown, we must assume our defendant has some brains in his head. Well, what about what Mr. Volant has told us? You see, there's something about his testimony that doesn't make sense. Yeah, what might that be? I'm not following. Told you, took the pistol that was there and shot... No, he took the other pistol, didn't he? Yeah, no. That's your story, at least. But the rifling marks tell a very different story. Mr. Volant, recall what Prosecutor Gavin told us. He compared the bullet taken from the victim's skull with the bullet fired from this gun. Rifle marks on the bullets were a perfect match. Oh! So we just need to see the gun. Mr. Volant fired the pistol. Here we go again. Then you shot the victim in the forehead. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So that means... Then how's Volant out of jail? So he couldn't have been the killer. Could he? Move this box out of the way. Order! 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 Whoa! This is all rather sudden. Oh boy. What have I done? Wait, what do you mean? I owe the court an apology. Sorry? Sorry for what? Did you hide evidence? You see, I was unaware that 2 of these unique pistols were crafted. The analysis of the rifle marks only proved the type of gun that fired them. Oh, no. That's not what you told us before. You said you verified the murder weapon. This is why I'm apologizing to you now. Quite sincerely, might I add. You hold me accountable for a mistake made in my youth? When you got kidding me? That was just this morning! I am still young. And I might add, it isn't really my fault. Hey, 17. Prosecutors! If the defendant... okay, if we had this prosecutor, Gavin, during the Apollo Justice trials, I would really be mad at him, but I'm so glad he goes through big character development growth here. If the defendant had only admitted he took 1 pistol from the scene of the crime, we would not be having the pleasant discussion now. Valent grabber, Yes, Your Honor. Notice how we both have similar voices. Yes, but mine is more of an echo, and yours is a little deep. Quite true, mine is a little more raspy. But you were presented to this court as a decisive witness, but you're proving to be more decisive than decisive. Objection! What? You'll see in time. What? Testimony so far has merely been a review of the facts. The proof comes next. Care to elaborate, Prosecutor Gavin? Mr. Vallant entered the hospital room. The victim had already been shot. And his next testimony will prove. Alright, the real fight is about to begin. Bring it. Here we go. Very well, the witness will now testify to the court. Help us determine who shot what. Oh boy, here we go. Witness testimony number 3. Oh, Allegro. I arrived at the hospital room, which is appointed time, which is to say 11:20. After discovering the body, I fulfilled my obligation, then called in the doctor. The doctor examined the body before the police arrived. It was quite clear about the time of death. 11:10. And the one in the room at that time was my partner, not me. Is it? Is it? Oh, no, hang on. Oh, let me look. Yeah, I already saw him, but... it's a stretch, but... You're talking about an alibi established over a matter of minutes. To use a 10-minute discrepancy at the basis of your alibi? It's easy to explain the situation, Herr Judge. For example, take our debut hit single, 13 Years Hard Time for Love. Cue the song, press the play button, and it will play for 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Do it 100 times, the result is the same. What? The debut single was only 2 minutes and 50 seconds long? What a ripoff. Phoenix with the shade, dang. Magic is a word of utmost precision. Hocus pocus, everybody focus, and admire admirable focus. Hocus Pocus was a great movie. Hocus Pocus 2 was shit. In the time of death determined by the doctor, there is an incontrovertible truth. Very well, the prosecution warns us that we're dealing with rather precise times. We can expect the cross-examination to require the same level of precision. I would hope the defense refrains from its customarily broad, sweeping accusations, lest we blur the focus the case so clearly demands. Point taken. Baseless remarks will exonerate little penalty. Carry on, Mr. Wright. Carry on, right? Oh, I see what you did, writers. So what do you mean? If I press on the wrong statement, I'll get penalized? Who shot what? Our hospital, yes, okay. I discovered the body, I fulfilled my obligation, then called the doctor. Found the body before the police arrived. There's someone here, hang on a minute. Okay, all good. Alright, you know what? Let's just go one by one. No, press. Here we go. 11:20 p.m. Can you prove that's when you arrived? Alas, such a feat may be beyond even the great Vallant. For there was no one in that room but Nephi, and he was departed after a fashion. I have here defendant Zach Grammer's sworn deposition. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time. It was 10 minutes before I left the room, and the victim was still alive. Time indicated by his letter to Zach was 11:05 p.m. Exactly. Which means the witness could not have entered that room before 11:15. Shoot. His partner was still in the middle of his crime. I see someone did their arithmetic homework to see that the victim himself has corroborated the witness's testimony. That all makes sense. Well, let's say there's a contradiction. The only problem I see is the glaring contradiction in that testimony? Question mark? Was that a question? I guess it... Oh, look at... I guess it was. You have been warned here, right? Basic remarks will be penalized. Well put. Cheers. Alright. Press. You walk in on a murder, and the first thing you do is shoot the clown? The disciple does what the disciple must. My mentor's request without reason had caused for me a surfeit of sorrow. For what would I, the Lord, be now without it? It is all to magnify the great, fine, greater peace above. This I'm gonna do myself, as I pull that only trigger. Great, you want a medal? In any case, I believe this is nothing more what we have already learned. Still waiting for one of those right moments, Herr Attorney. May I remind you that baseless remarks will earn penalties. Please keep that in mind. Yes, Your Honor. Alright, good. Press on everything. Did the doctor say anything concerning the cause of death? Why, yes. Please scream, my God! He's been shot in the head! Doesn't take a doctor to notice that. I believe I would have said much the same thing. I would have penned the requiem that arose in my soul at that horrid sight. Whatever happened to good old-fashioned investigation? In any case, I believe this is nothing more than what we have already learned. Still waiting for... Oh my gosh. Right moments. Yes. It was quite clear about the time of death. I don't think I'm stepping out on a limb. I have to say some doubts about this. How could a doctor be so precise with the time? You usually get an estimated time of death, true. Not sure what of a verified time of death. Magic reveals in making the complex appear simple, but reality is the opposite. What appears complex in this case is a simple matter of subtraction. See, another person has done their arithmetic homework. The point here is the IV the victim was taking. It's quite visible in the photograph of the scene. Yeah, the screen stuff. Call what we heard earlier about the victim. Magnifi grammarized the schedule. Every night at 11, Magnifi only took an IV drip for 30 minutes. With the IV bag right there, yes. Now look a little closer. Follow the tube down from the bag at the end. The needles. Oh, I thought those were the things in his, chest. Oh, but the needle has been removed. Doubtlessly, it fell when he was shot. That would seem to be the case. When the needle comes out, the IV no longer drips. You just measured the remaining IV liquid. Precisely. The IV liquid functions for our purposes, as an hourglass of sorts. This is how the doctor determined the time of death. From the amount remaining in the bag, it was determined that the IV had stopped 10 minutes after administration began. Interesting. Yeah, right. IV report, thank you. And so it was, when Ivolant entered that room. 10 minutes had passed since that horrible crime was committed. Whoopsie, stuffed the room. And this is proof. Well, Mr. Wright, does that seem important? Alright, very important. Well, seeing how it is the biggest clue we have to the time of death, I say it is very important. Agreed. It wouldn't be hard to imagine a more precise way to determine the time. Behold the power of arithmetic. I came here to play a game, not to do math. Very well. The witness will add this detail to his testimony. Sometimes the most magical thing of all, flip, is the truth. The water of life springs not eternal. The remaining IV liquid proves my innocence. What do you mean by that? And I want to examine this. 30 minutes required to administer full IV, and the amount remaining IV stopped 10 minutes after administration began. The water of life springs not eternal. The remaining IV liquid proves my innocence. Did you notice the IV yourself by any chance? When first I entered that room, the stench of gunpowder assailed me. Next, the mark of death upon my mentor's forehead. And then, his left arm did I spy a rose, drooping and whittled. Its thorn the discarded IV needle. Not from the vein by the force of the shot. Lucky for you, that IV had not been there, why you might be a suspect. Undoubtedly so. I might say it's thanks to my lucky color. What, lucky color? Indeed, today I wear it proudly upon myself myself. For it always without fail brings me luck. Why, when Zack and Valan won their first Magician's Grand Prix, yes, the very one held by an association of internal magicians, I was adorned by this attire then too, and our trophy, a bust. Ah, what a day that was. One child memory lane, no one. This is going back to the very big top, sir, the very big top case. This is one trip down memory lane no one needs. The riders are self-aware. Ah, I love it when they do that. My lucky color, yes it is, and that IV too. The IV is green, not yellow. I think it was cute, especially for me, Valant. That does seem to be the case indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, any thoughts? Yeah. How about this lucky color? There's a contradiction here. So it sounds like your lucky color has brought a plenty of luck. But not this time. Mr. Valant, your lucky colors betrayed you. Yeah, it's green, not yellow. I'm afraid you've lost me. Your Honor, the witness's testimony just now clearly contradicts the evidence. What? Yep. Please recall my warning at the beginning of the cross-examination. Mason's accusation will be duly penalized. You hope his latest accusations are well-based. Don't worry, I've got all your bases right here. Here we go. Let's hear it. Where's the evidence that contradicts what Mr. Valant has told us? I'll tell you what he's told us. Take that! The crime scene tells all, Your Honor. The photo of the crime scene? All this talk of color has made me yearning for black and white clear-cut simplicity. Tell us, right, just where's the contradiction in this photo? My pleasure. And, I assure you, it's quite simple. But I can't promise anything in black and white. Here we go. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What in this photo contradicts the witness's testimony? This IV liquid. Take that! Oh boy, this is the Phoenix Wright we all know and love. Valan Grammari, let's get one thing straight about your lucky color. It's yellow, yes? Kinda takes the mystery out of it, but yes! Something wrong with yellow, Mr. Wright? No, not at all. There is. Decisively wrong, in fact, but take another look at the photo of the crime scene. What's this? It's green! Confusion? Doubt? Tell us, what do your elderly eye spy? Even my elderly eye spy that there's a problem here, Mr. Vlon. Look at the IV bag. What is this? What? Foul magic. Oh, you're screwed. It'll be hard to call the IV liquid yellow. Afraid no magic was involved in the taking of this photograph. Yep. ALAKAZOMG. No! What the heck? Oh, look at the cute little bunnies and the doves. No! What does this mean? Order. Where do you get those bunnies? I want one. Objection! Oh, what now? This is some kind of mistake. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin. Your witness's mistake. The greener they are, the harder they fall. The greener they are? Never heard of that one. I suppose there's no substitute for experience. Valan Grammari, as reminded us several times, your lucky color is yellow. The IV is clearly not. Well, yeah, explain that. The contradiction can only mean one thing. Oh, what? And to think, you almost had me. Come again? I see your true colors now, Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. Yes, they are blue. Something you'd like to tell us, Prosecutor Gavin? As far as the court can tell, the witness's testimony does contradict the evidence. Yes, a contradiction. One that I shall be pleased to hand right back to Mr. Wright. Here we go. Guilty love again. How do you mean? How? Because the witness has made no mistakes. I agree. At a glance, the IV liquid does appear greenish yellow. Bull! I assure you, the liquid itself is quite yellow. Yellow liquid? How can you say that? As far as I can tell from this photo, it's green. Yes, but what color is the IV bag itself? The bag? You mean the plastic bag on the hook? It looks like a... I want to say a light blue? Blue and yellow make green. Shoot! But then... how could he tell it was yellow? Unless he had a look inside the IV liquid. No, but the autopsy says it was death by... the autopsy says it was death by bullet. But... is there any possible chance he could have poisoned it? Because how could he have known that the bag was yellow, that the liquid was yellow? Oh, that's gonna be in my head for a little while. Precisely. Figured it out yet? Put a yellow liquid in a blue bag and you get green. This, incidentally, is the liquid's true color. I see. Your explanation does have the ring of truth to it. Hold on a minute. Oh, here we go. As I thought. There's no substitute for experience, Prosecutor Gavin. What? You may tell a good tale, but you're just proving something rather grave. For you, that is. Grave? I don't want to die yet. What do you have in mind? The liquid in the IV is yellow, yes. How does this witness know? Oh my goodness, I'm big brain! Phoenix again! I knew that! It's kind of natural when you think about it. You did think about it, didn't you? Get him right! Get him, Phoenix! Your Honor, the defense requests an explanation from the witness. At the scene of the crime, the IV liquid appears to be green. So let me ask, how did the witness know the IV liquid was actually yellow? Yes! Pursuit! Corner pursuit! Let's go! ALAKAZOMG! Oh! Welcome back, Phoenix Wright! Welcome back! Order! That's right, you'll explain this at once. Phoenix clearly knew the color of the IV liquid, so I'm sure it means something, but what? I can think of only one possibility, Your Honor. The witness, found Grammar Eye, has testified that the IV liquid was yellow because he's seen it before, he knew the IV liquid's color. But if that's before us, the answer is clear. The witness knew that the IV liquid was yellow. Why? Because he's seen it before. Not inside the blue bag. We see in the photo, he saw the liquid by itself in a clear, colorless bag. I suppose he would have... Is the bag not blue? But he put the adrenaline poison... I forgot its name, but the poison that... back in Vera's case and all that. Suppose he would have too, but I'm still not clear as to what it all means. Ask yourself, why would he know if he didn't work at the hospital? That's where you'll find your meaning, Your Honor. Objection! You can't come out of this hole, Clavier. You're gonna find nothing. So what if you knew the IV liquid's color? Leave the getting excited over absolutely nothing to our teeny bopper fans. Jaw? Hold on a minute, Clavier. The IV liquid is the only evidence proving the time of death. A 30-minute hourglass with 20 minutes worth of sand remaining. Your claim, Prosecutor Gavin? I remember it well. However, there's a critical difference between an hourglass and an IV bag. Wait, I know. An hourglass uses sand, but an IV bag uses liquid. I'm right? Stupid! I'm not just begging you to say this, Your Honor. No. All this pursuit and build-up to making the metaphor to actually taking the metaphor literally. No. Okay, here we go. Pursuit back. Like the sands through an hourglass, IV liquid enters the patient's body. At which point, like magic, it disappears. However, what if the amount of IV liquid had increased? You couldn't tell, could you? After all, there's no way knowing how much went in. What are you gonna do now, Clavier? Let me get this straight. Yeah, right. Think the witness watered down the victim's IV bag? Not with water, but with IV liquid. That's how you know the IV liquid was yellow. Now wait! I said wait! I'm not an amateur such as myself to say to perform such a task. Okay, right, Nose. I'm an amateur too, but I can pour water into a cup. Yes, it's fairly easy. Even I could probably do it. But that there's been a difference between a cup and an IV bag. Quite. Can you prove our witness is capable of such a feat? He has a point, amateurs. I, at least, would have some difficulty pouring an IV liquid into the bag because you're old. You need to be an expert to see the look on the witness's face. Get a liquid to the IV bag to kill the time off to death. I'm tired of these fairy tales lacking evidence. Well, Miss Wright, any solid evidence to bring us back down to earth? Valid Grammar Eye. I'm afraid your magic won't serve you well in a life of crime. Might I ask what you're strongly suggesting? Magic relies on props, and props become evidence. Our witness was certainly able to increase the amount of IV liquid in the bag. All he had to do was work a little magic, and the prop was the small syringe. Definitely. The victim's syringe? I knew that immediately. I mean, I just saw that a second hand, definitely. It's a perfectly prop for the magically increasing IV trick. And easy enough for an amateur to use. Oh, he's nervous. What kind of evidence is that? The syringe was clean, not a trace of liquid on it. There's liquid on it right there. You can see the green. Don't you find that odd, Prosecutor Gavin? It's the green he needs. What? Why are you quoting Princess and the Frog now? The victim had the syringe to administer his insulin shots. There should have been traces of insulin left inside. Oh! Well, Valiant Grammar Eye, as you pointed out yourself, the IV liquid makes the perfect clock. One that you could manipulate at will! Voice crack, but sorry, I got a little excited. ALAKAZOMG! Buddies and doves! Oh, he's got the flags of the nations on him as well. Is that the end? Wait, but what about the forged evidence? I do believe, well, with this being his first, that the burden of this trial has been a bit too much to bear for Prosecutor Gavin. I'm afraid that, while there's a doubt as to the amount of IV liquid into that bag, time of death cannot be proven. Then what does this have to do with play? Wait a minute. It seems fate's clock will make me wait a little longer. At least only less than 10 swift minutes remains. To all those who have supported me in my life's work, I give thanks farewell. Uh-oh. I got a feeling this is gonna come into play. And that brings our trial to a close for today. Well, maybe let's squeeze that you laid out of this. I did a little much of the investigation work. Ooh, investigating? I think there's no objections to... Clavier! Play my theme song. You know I'm gonna have the advantage. Truly, there's no substitute for experience. Nothing blinds one to the truth so effectively. What do you mean? A word to the wise. Underestimate the young, and they'll sweep your feet from under you in a way you never, ever expected. You see, I know exactly what you're thinking. What's he talking about? Oh, he said the exact same thing I was thinking. Excuse me. See, the witness used the syringe to manipulate the level of the IV liquid, but there's no proof. There's no proof he didn't do it either. Yes, quite true. What do you mean? Is he meaning it? Nor was this witness quite as decisive as I'd hoped. This, I admit, after all, why linger the past when the future holds so much? You have something in mind, Prosecutor Gavin? Proof, Herr Judge. I have another way to prove my case. The diary! With evidence no less. What's this? This is the victim magnified Grandma's diary. Uh-oh. I have a bad feeling about this. After going into the hospital, Magnified began writing his memoirs, it seems. The story of his birth, his startling debut, and of meeting his disciples. It seems he intended for the last chapter to end, quite appropriately, with his death. Wait, that book doesn't say what the reason was, does it? The reason why his disciple couldn't refuse his last request? Sadly, it does not. What's important here is on the last page. Apparently, the victim wrote on his journal that night, even after the IV began at 11 p.m. Let's read it, shall we? What is it? Oh! Wait, how can it be forged if it's ripped off? Tonight's IV is in. Maybe the last. I leave the rest to them. The first should come soon. The journal may end here or may go on, but not long. That depends on his hand. All that's left to mine is to lay down the pistol. I think that's it. I missed what was the text. Court assesses into evidence. Uh-oh. Read the very last part with particular care. Oh, lay down his pen. Yeah, I already read this. He refers to Zach Grammar. Yes, that would make sense. Yes. He was the first scheduled visitor after all. But look at what he said before that. The show may end here or may go on. It may go on. Magnified Grammar intended to write again. That is. If Zach Grammar didn't pull the trigger. But... No, but this proves that he was going to die. As the defense understands the meaning of this, the victim's diary does not go on. It ends. Because Magnificent's life was brought to an end by the defendant, Zach Grammar. That's impossible! No way! Order! Prosecutor Gavin! Are you certain that Magnificent Grammar wrote this? There's a mistake in his handwriting. Well, doesn't seem to be significant. According to this, Magnifi did intend to continue his trial. If this diary ended here, with plainly it did, and the one who pulled the trigger was the first visitor, Zach Grammar. No. How do you like me now, right? Still too green for your taste? What's going on? This diary being pretty clear. Still, I find it hard to believe that he overlooked such an obvious problem with his precious evidence. Mr. Wright, the witness testimony we heard was lacking. Put together with evidence, it seems quite sufficient for a case. The diary is just something like this. Trial's over. It's time for them to show them. I have to show them the paper. How is this forged? It can't be. Show evidence, yeah. I'm left with no choice but to show my own evidence. What? You have some evidence that overturns this diary? It's not too late to rethink this and avoid more embarrassment. No. How is this? I need to show this. Incidentally, don't even think of showing us this diary I've just shown the court. Now that we've come this far, I hope you have something a little more decisive. The last page shows the evidence that proves the diary continued writing. Oh, that it continued writing? I'll be happy to. So I have evidence proving that the diary didn't end with this page is... Well, couldn't I just show the diary? Yeah, I can just show that page. This last page, the diary ends here. Huh? What's this? Looks like a page was ripped out. Now, wasn't that interesting? Yeah, a page was ripped out. Present! Bruh. Oh. Come on! We don't have proof that he might have... Oh. Crap. Okay. Here we go. I'll be happy to. Well, how is this forged? Here you go. First, take a close look at the diary. There's a page ripped out. Yes. Note that a page has clearly been ripped out. What's this? I didn't notice that at all. That's why we're still here talking about this. It just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page. Okay, I don't believe it! Looking at this page, it's hard to imagine that the first visitor that night shot my nephew Grandma. Oh! So he wrote it after Zach left! Oh! Wait, let me see that! At least only less than 10 swift minutes. All the support of my life, I give thanks for well. What in Sam Hill? I've never heard of that. Why, this is the continuation of the victim's diary! Yes! Yes, it is! But how is it forged? It said and Clavier in the future admitted that there was evidence forged, and I saw the back of the top hat of the diary. Look the torn edge on the page. It's a perfect match with the torn remains on the last page in Magnifi's diary. Quite remarkable. Would you care to explain what all this means, head attorney? Diary continued after the first visitor came, which means that the victim was still alive after Zach Grammar left, leaving no one to take his life but the second visitor. Yes! Which was you, Valen Grammar. No. No! Buddies and doves! Handwriting 2 matches the one on the other pages. Well done, the genuine article. Yes, it is. Yes, it is! Order! But wait, that's impossible! The old man couldn't have written that. Objection! What? How? Silence? Finally. Just couldn't resist, could you, Herr Wright? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Herr Judge? Yes, Prosecutor Gavin? When I request we put the current cross-examination on hold, I probably would like to call a new witness. Who? But Prosecutor Gavin! If evidence overturns the current witnesses, I ask only to put it on hold. Please, my new witness has a very, very important piece of testimony to give. 5 minutes, no more. I promise, Your Honor. What game are you playing? If you put that way, Mr. Wright, what's your take on this? Well, Your Honor, judging from his enthusiasm, we'll have to hear this new testimony sooner or later anyway, so might as well be sooner. Okay? Then, this is highly irregular. We'll put the current cross-examination on hold. The witness may step down. Now, Prosecutor Gavin, please bring the surprise witness to the courtroom. Right, you have 5 minutes. Who's this witness? I had a bad feeling just then. What? That ripped-out page was too obvious. He must have known. Who must have known? And I should have known it was a bad sign all around. What happened next? You! The, painter! Holding trial with no audience at first, even for me, Prosecutor Gavin. I beg the court's understanding. But I had to make a judiciary deal with the witness to secure his testimony. A judiciary deal? What was his name again? Vera, I forgot his name. The deals of this testimony might have some legal ramifications, shall we say? I thought it best to contain the information to this room. What do you mean? Very well. And you are the witness, I gather? Yes, sir. Send your an application for the record. And it's Drew Misham, yes. I'm a painter. A painter? And you are somehow related to this case? No, well, not per se. I have one simple question for this witness. What is it? Mr. Misham, was it? Do you know what this is? Oh, yeah. I know it well. Wait, how? How's that possible? Have you seen this diary page somewhere before? Oh, yeah. I mean, I made it. What? What? You made it? Yes. You might call it one of my works. How? The regional prosecutor's office received a tip-off yesterday. Illegal evidence has been preferred for the trial of Zach Gramarite. Illegal? How's that evidence illegal? I initiated an investigation and found this witness. A painter to the world at large. Drew Misham has another side, you might say. He is skilled in making perfect reproductions of certain things. Forgeries and... No. Vera, what have you done? Forgeries? Well, so we are to understand that this page here is a fake, prepared by a certain defense attorney. No! He didn't do that! Hold it! I didn't prepare this evidence! The attorney speaks. Something about this page, I presume. What is he saying? It makes no sense. The walls used presented this evidence to us, Phoenix, right? Wait. Someone gave it to me. Who? Clavier? Was Clavier the one who gave him the paper? No, because he looked surprised when Vera admitted. Did Vera give the paper so that Phoenix could fall? Witness! Mr. Misham, was it? Who requested this forgery? Who was your client? That, I don't know. What? Most my clients prefer to remain anonymous, even to me. Make the items they want and receive my payment. That's the extent of my contact with them. Hold on a minute! But, there's no proof in this. This is a fake. It's a fake. How do you know? To avoid just this sort of problem, I always put a special mark on my works. I can say without a doubt, this is mine. No! So this whole thing was an accident. This is how Phoenix gets disembarred? Mr. Wright, you have just presented legal evidence to this court. My court. It was careless of me. That's all I can say. No.
Oh, boy. Here.
Trucy? Did you do this?
What's this? I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to you.
Someone is playing the strings here. Someone told Trucy to give this to Wright.
He said it was really important.
It was all a trap. Fatal trap. Mr. Wright? Yes? You have an explanation for yourself? If I did, would the court hear it? Probably not. Forging evidence is a serious crime. What the hell? Presenting in court a serious mistake. A fatal mistake for an attorney. Fatal too, perhaps, for your client, I fear. What? Tell me, what kind of defendant relies on forged evidence? The answer is quite clear. A guilty one. Hold on a minute! Hold on a minute! Your Honor, wait! I understand that presenting forged evidence in court is a serious crime, but you cannot hold my client responsible for the actions I undertook as an individual. I am sorry, Mr. Wright. Your Honor? Under a close call, I dare say. If the prosecutor's office hasn't received that hot tip, everything would have gone the way you wanted to, Ja. Wait, prosecutor's office? Wait, where's Edgeworth in all this? He could probably come in and save Wright's butt. But surely, if the news reached out, where did everybody go with this? Wait, where was everybody when Wright got disembarred? Why didn't nobody help him? Was Wright on his own? Was everybody just away? I even gave you a chance. Too bad you decided not to think before embarrassing yourself. See no need for further discussion on this matter. Special witness dismissed. What? No. Mr. Attorney? What is it? Could I ask your name? My name? Phoenix Wright, sure. Mr. Wright, I have seen and studied many people, but none like you. I remember you, Mr. Wright. What the hell? This is bullshit! The YT people got having to declare a verdict in this way. The trial is over. You have the right to find a new attorney and make an appeal. However, this court must. Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Zack? There's one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. You're innocent, right? It is impossible. How? I'm afraid the defendant is quite mistaken. I most certainly have the authority to declare a verdict on you. Except, tell me, how do you plan on announcing your verdict when the defendant does not exist? What? What are you talking about? I'm talking about this! What? A poof! Bam! Mr. Enigmar! The defendant's escaped! Find him quick! Bailiff, close all exits from the building! On the double, he must not be allowed to escape! Oh no. That day in that courtroom, a miracle occurred. The defendant, Shady Enigmar, aka Zack Grammar, did not just escape from the court. He literally, unbelievably vanished. Right before the bailiff's eyes. No, I never saw him again. Not since that day. This is the Grammar miracle. Yeah, but what of Wright? No verdict was declared. After all, the defendant didn't exist. If the defendant didn't exist, then that's how it happened. The child magician Zack Grammar vanished, along with him for all eternity. The mysteries that remained behind were all solved, however. Not until 7 years later. We're gonna solve the mysteries? What the